Recording
Right.
is on.
Okay. All right, we're on.
All right.
Um,
Do you want to do like your
yeah.
intro thing? Usually you kind of do an intro, sort of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I I think I'm not gonna do it this time.
That's
Yeah. I
fine.
think I think we just how are you doing?
I'm all right, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, about the same. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh
You look
confusing
good.
time.
We both look like we're uh I don't know, going to some weird military or like maybe like not a military, but like our own little military. Like if we started a military, a good
Yeah.
military.
It
Has there
looks
ever
like
been
we
a
either
connection?
started a cult or our own like paramilitary or something.
They're one
When
and the
did
same.
you shave your head?
Oh, I always do it like every year, but this has been about a couple weeks maybe.
Mm.
How about you?
Yeah, I think same. It's been about like 3 weeks or something like that.
Oh, we're thinking similar, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, just during the summer it just gets so hot. It's
Yeah.
just I had I had kind of like a uh just a really crappy mohawk kind of thing going on, and it got really long, and I was like, man, is like in my face and all sweaty and stuff. It was
Yeah, yeah.
no fun.
It feels good to just get it all out of there.
Yeah,
And
just
I don't
lop it all off.
yeah, I like having hair too, but
Yeah. I get bored, and I have to change things up.
me too. Got to shed your skin, you know?
Yeah.
Get new perspectives, new angles on things.
Gotta, yeah, do the lizard thing.
Yeah. I think some people really crave like I like some normalcy, but I don't know, a lot of it just dries me up creatively.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta shake it up every once in a while. But at the
Me
same
too.
time, there's like a part of me that craves like routine,
Yep.
but I can't follow routine. I don't know. It's like this self-defeating feedback loop.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you, buddy. It's like you run from the routine, but at the same time it's like you crave it. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like another addiction.
hmm Yeah, it definitely feels like mental illness of some kind.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure we've got all kinds of shit that's going to be
Oh yeah.
diagnosed one day if they even care to name it.
Right.
We're living through I mean, I hope someone's keeping track of this, right? Some weird civilization or something is probably watching this and documenting it, I think. Beyond
Well,
us, I hope.
I was gonna say if you count us,
I feel like we're documenting it, but it's like watching movies on my phone. Or even looking at pictures on my phone. I've got so many, but do I ever go back and look at them? No, I just collect them. I
yeah.
collect the info, but I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Yeah, I always get annoyed with people who record like at concerts or like fireworks or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're not gonna go back and watch videos of fireworks that you have every year.
No, you're
You're
not
gonna
going
post
to.
them, and if you post them, everybody's gonna just scroll past you.
Yeah, and everyone else is doing it too. It's weird.
Yeah,
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well,
We're the it's gotten like the meta joke has gotten so twisted in on itself that it's the Ouroboros is bursting from eating its own tail.
yes. I always see that word
Oh.
Ouroboros, but I got to be honest, I don't know what it means.
Ouroboros is like the creature, the snake that eats itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's when the reflection starts reflecting, just things start compounding. Have you ever seen the movie Adaptation?
No, but I wanted to. Is that Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage, yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch
Or
that.
Or Synecdoche, New York is a great example.
Just like making fun of itself. Is it
Yeah, just getting so self-referential that it starts to deteriorate,
yeah.
like an AI that's trained on the results of other AIs. You know what I mean? Like a copy of a copy.
Yeah, it's just up being up your own ass so far
Yeah,
that it like kills you, which I think happens to some
yeah,
degree.
yeah.
You
I
could
feel
be
like it's happening constantly. Like I just watched the new South Park episode. Have you seen it?
no.
Did you see the first one?
No, I've been hearing about them and I want to watch them, but I didn't see any of them.
Word, yeah. I liked the first episode. It's very they're I think they're actively trying to get canceled again.
Oh, have they been canceled?
No, I mean they're trying again to be canceled.
Were they ever officially canceled? Oh, you mean they're
No,
trying to be, so they've never
yeah,
actually been right.
yeah, yeah, right, yeah. They're trying to. I think they're trying to get arrested or sent to Guatemala or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's interesting.
yeah. They're really poking the bear.
That's good. Well, I have to.
Um,
I'm gonna have to watch them then. I don't even. It's like I watch TV, but it's always like it's just the weirdest things. I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. I don't have any set things. For
yeah,
some reason, being like set on a show anymore, I get it's like I don't know. I just can't even get into shows. I do get into watching stuff, but I can't watch. I don't know things that I can't follow timelines anymore. It's like I just get everything's so predictable. It's like like the last show I enjoyed was Severance, but it was still like I didn't. Everyone thought the ending was so great, and I didn't think it was so great. I thought it was kind of So I feel like
yeah.
maybe yeah.
Did they end it on season two? Is it done?
No, but everyone was saying like it was the most epic ending of any season finale, so it really built it up. And I watched it, and I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's okay, but I think I'm just becoming. I just can't enjoy things anymore.
Yeah, that's how I am with like RPGs. Like
uh,
I can. No, I guess I'm the same way with shows too. Because speaking of Severance, like I watched the first season, I loved it.
yeah, me too.
And then we started watching the second season, and I never finished it. I got like 3 or 4 episodes in, and I find that I do that with shows a lot, where I'm like, oh yeah, this is really cool, and I get invested, and then I get like somewhat near the end, and then I just kind of bail.
Yeah, were you watching it with your partner?
Yes, yeah, yeah, we were watching it together.
Were they losing interest before you were, or were you losing interest kind of at the same time?
I think it was a situation where it was like, well, we didn't have time to watch it together for a minute,
Yeah,
and then we both just kind of like lost interest. Yeah.
because I noticed my wife started losing interest first, and it was
Mm.
like it almost like broke the pact. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
another because she loves reading books, which is great. Uh, yeah, and I think I should do more reading, but I listen to a lot of podcasts and things.
Yeah. Yeah. Podcasts are my main thing now. I don't even really listen to that much music anymore.
I know. I will if I. Are you still drinking? Do you drink?
Yeah. Yeah. Mostly just on the weekends because, yeah, I mean, you'd like my schedule is so weird that I don't really see anybody during the week.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How's that make you feel?
That's all right.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I've become kind of a recluse in my old age, you know?
I don't blame you. People are work.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just feel tired all the time.
Yeah, get it. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Is everything okay, James?
Yeah. 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 I mean, no, like the world is falling apart and everything. But yeah.
And you just wonder,
But
like, I don't want to get too depressing, but
no,
fuck,
I mean, that's what we're all about, right? That's what this
yeah,
whole podcast thing's about.
you got to hear the real. We've spent so much of our life being told fake bullshit about the reality of things, but there's a movie that's playing out, and the movie is very different from reality. But they want you to believe that everything is a happy ending and everyone's
Yeah.
fair and just, and you believe that for a long time. You believe your country's the best country. you really, I don't fall for it, but a lot of people do. I kind of caught it early because I took acid, but like you did, and we started seeing, oh wait, there's other layers here. They're uncomfortable as fuck, but at least they're honest. At least they're not lying to us. And
Yeah,
then you start trying to tell other people about those layers, and they're either gonna, they don't want to hear it, which I
yeah,
don't blame them. I let my children have a good childhood. I didn't start finding out the darkness till I was like 12 or 13. What year did you
right.
start learning the dark things? Like, what would you say?
Hmm. I don't know. It's really hard to say. Um, we had a lot of like traumatic things that happened to us as kids, just like through our church, and
Oh,
like yeah, there were a lot of like I feel like I grew up pretty young, like around like 8 or 9. I was kind of like, whoa, you cannot trust people.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's
probably led to my eventual conspiratorial thinking, and then kind of about face on the conspiratorial thinking, and thinking that, I don't know, we should probably try to establish a shared reality at some point.
yeah, yeah, exactly. When you
Yeah,
realize,
and that, man,
yeah,
and that's such an evolution for me. I don't know about you, but like conspiracies like aren't fun anymore. You know?
no, no, dude. It's even conspiracy theories are their own conspiracy theory now.
Exactly.
I guess that's the Ouroboros you're talking about.
Exactly. That's exactly
Yeah,
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
full circle.
Uh, yeah. Like, we were talking about, I was talking with some friends about, like, remember when Trump got shot, supposedly?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah, that was so fake.
Right?
And
I
nobody
mean,
ever.
I was just saying, like I've been avoiding conspiratorial thinking, but, uh, I mean, what the fuck was that?
And you'd think that the kid that did it, you'd hear. Nobody knows his. I don't remember that kid's name. I don't remember
Yeah,
it, but like he was just dropped. It's not like like even Hinckley. I remember Hinckley, guy who tried to shoot Ronald Reagan. That's a name I know.
right.
That's historical. You'd think someone that tried to shoot Trump would have like a household name, but there's nothing.
Also, he had a fucking bullet. Like, what was the caliber on that? Like, if it was an AR-15, that's a pretty big bullet, and if it supposedly went through his ear, he'd have a hole in his ear. There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with him. He had a fucking maxi pad on his ear for a week,
yeah,
and everyone was like, "Holy cow, he's a hero!" And then nothing ever came of that. Like,
no.
in reality, that would have fucked his shit up.
And didn't that
And
kid? Wasn't that kid in some BlackRock commercials?
oh, was he?
Yeah, I think he was in BlackRock commercials. Like you can see it's him. Like he was. So what I think happened is he got hired by the CIA to do like a fake thing, and they really killed him. You know,
Yep. Yeah, that's probably
like
what happened.
he probably thought like they're probably like, hey, we're gonna buy you a cheeseburger afterward. Just sit in jail for a couple months, and we'll let you
Yeah.
go out. We'll put you in a. He's probably like, okay, sounds good. And
Yeah, like you'll
maybe he
you'll
had
be the you'll be the next lone gunman, man.
yeah, and they just plugged him.
Yeah. Did you see the footage from behind the stage where the press secretary, or the press, not the press secretary, but the press guy, or one of the Secret Service people, or like one of Trump's staff, was ushering photographers over during the incident. They were pulling people closer to where the like target zone was. They literally like come here, come here, come here, come here, and like setting up the shot. And you can see Trump and all the Secret Service people like kind of slowly get up and put his hand up, and then get the camera right in position. Dude, that was staged as fuck.
Yeah, it is. It's all wag the dog shit now, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, but I mean, how long has it been like this? And we're just becoming aware of it. It's like that's the big one for me is like, how long have things been like? I mean, Gaza, obviously awful, but there's always
Yeah.
been a Gaza. There's always been a Gaza going on, right? Probably, kind of,
Well, they
maybe.
do like to spread it around.
Yeah,
I mean, we haven't really seen. uh, this level of evil and genocide since the Holocaust.
Yeah,
Really.
do they not like? I thought there was one maybe going on in the Congo. I thought there were others going on, but it's like that's what I get confused
Yeah.
about. Because if my
Yeah.
son's really into this, and he'll look up genocides, and apparently there's a lots of them
Hmm.
happening. We just don't always hear about them, which is that's a whole other thing. Like wires, it's like when the one guy got killed, the one African American fella got killed. Why am I the one of the ones that started the riots? Why am I missing that name? God damn it! The guy that everyone, the biggest one. Anyways, there's so many people that get killed by cops that are black, and that was the one
Yeah.
that everyone rioted on. I always just wonder, like, what makes certain things, and then other things just get thrown under the rug. I don't know if I'm not really saying this is a conspiracy. I just don't understand. I'm just really curious. There's too much confusion, James. I'm fucking confused, and I think that's what they
Yeah.
like. I think they like us being confused.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, for sure. I yeah, it's hard to parse out. Like, there's always an ethnic cleansing happening, multiple, and the focus shifts. Like we were really all up in arms about Ukraine and Russia, but then it's almost like, and I don't know if it's like manufactured or if it really is just the attention span of the people, but it's like we just get bored of whatever, like, crime of the crime against humanity of the month.
Yeah.
And I don't want to downplay any of the atrocities that we're talking about, obviously. Like, the
No.
the conflict with Russia, between Russia and Ukraine, is still ongoing, and there's been countless civilian deaths, um, unneeded, unnecessary deaths, and obviously just the absolute war crimes happening in Gaza are just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
How much can you how much can you take on to yourself without snapping? It's like when you're one, and then there's those that don't take any of it on. Like, I have people in my family that they seem to be good people, or they say that they think they're, but they don't have any, this isn't affecting them at all. I mean, I have friends like
right?
where it's just, if I were to bring this up, they'd be like, okay. I was like,
Yeah,
I mean, they should really care that our tax money isn't going towards helping our country. It's actually
yeah,
financing IDF soldiers that are training our police how to be like IDF soldiers. Instead of giving us free health care, they're turning us. I mean, they say whatever a country does to another country, I forget, it's called something's goddamn, what's the word? Anyways, it's a phrase, but whatever a country does to something, boomerang, whatever a country does to another country, they will eventually do to their own citizens.
mm,
We
yeah,
America's doing this shit for fucking ever,
yeah,
and we just keep the movie going that America's the greatest, and a certain amount of people believe that. A lot of people don't, and I'm happy about that. I feel like more people are waking up. But I mean,
yeah,
like you were saying, for there was Luigi, and then now there's been more CEOs being killed, but they are hiding it under the rug apparently. But I mean, I guess that's a good thing, kind of, that they're killing CEOs. But
oh, absolutely, yeah, more of that.
I'd like
And yeah,
more,
the things that they don't telegraph, those are the things that are probably the scariest for the establishment, I imagine.
for sure. I remember hearing there was a roving gang of like leftist kids like going and plugging some of these people for a while there, and that story got buried really quick. But that sounded
Huh.
like a cool movie to watch, or just something to do on a weekend. When things get really crazy, I'll come pick you up. We'll head over to old fucking what's that guy that ends up he's in all the Epstein files. He lives around here. What's his goddamn name? That fucker. He's got a big
Oh,
compound over here.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. He has his name all over OSU.
yeah,
Wow, we're doing great with names today.
I don't, awful. Maybe it's good we don't. Oh, Wexner, Lex
Wexner,
Wexner,
Les Wexner. Yeah, yeah,
Les
yeah,
Wexner. That guy's a fucking crazy fuck. He's definitely
yeah.
evil.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
How
Yeah,
are you
man.
doing?
When you get rich enough, where the only thing left you have to do is to have do the worst. What we I think what we've agreed upon is the worst thing you can do, right? Like
Yeah,
there's murder, where we all pretty much agree that's bad. Stealing, that's bad.
right.
But murder is up there, but then having sex with a child is we we've all agreed that that's probably the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, and murdering them, and which I think they all go hand in hand. The same people murdering them are the ones raping them, and
Yeah.
it's always funny because I was at the Elon protest over there at the Tesla building over there in
Oh, did
Easton.
you go?
Yeah, I went to one of them, but it was fine. Protesting's fine. It's I always want more out of it, but
Oh yeah.
I don't like how we have to be in coops with the police to protest. That seems
No,
counterproductive. It's like that
it
was such
is.
a police and they were like, yeah, I don't know. It was just I didn't
Yeah.
like that.
Going through the city to get a permit to tell the city how much we disapprove of the city is not
No, it's not working.
it's not sense making.
I follow this person that says you cannot dismantle the master's house using the master's tools. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the whole thing. Is like I feel like you and I. It's why we probably haven't tried to be in politics as much as I think we should, maybe because there's no one doing it like we would. But at the same
Yeah.
time, we don't want to do that. I don't even really like thinking about this shit. I already am barraged by it. So you're in a band, I'm in a band. We make art, and that's when we release and have fun. And I'd love to create a world out of art, but I don't know, that's just I don't know if it's possible anymore. I mean, maybe it's wrong to believe it's not possible. There's still good scenes around and people that care, and I'm meeting people in scenes that care, and I think you probably are too.
Yeah.
But I mean, is that enough to do anything about anything? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I had a conversation with my mom the other day who, going back to what you were saying too, like about how it seems like people, like some of us care a lot and then others of us don't care at all. Like she didn't even know who Jeffrey Epstein was.
That's rough.
I had to tell her who Jeffrey Epstein was. I had to tell her that we were sending money to Israel to, to do their genocide, and that, that we pay enough to them that they have universal health care and yet we don't.
How
You
does she
know, I
handle? How does she handle it when you tell her that?
she she gets she like tells me like, well, what are we supposed to do about it? Like, and she does the whole like she literally made the analogy. She's like, I was talking with my therapist, back in the day, and like she said that like, if you are looking outside and it's gloomy and rainy out, and you just are obsessing about how gloomy and rainy out, that you're gonna become gloomy and rainy.
Ugh.
And I'm like, well, mom, that's not a very good metaphor. It's more like we're all in a boat together and the boat is sinking, and I'm noticing that the boat is sinking and I'm panicking about the boat sinking.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm going around telling people that the boat is sinking, like, hello, we need to pay attention to this.
yeah,
And half the people on the boat are going, fake news. The boat's not sinking. It's the best boat in the world.
yep.
Or you're someone like my mom who's like, what's a boat?
God damn. And you're so right. And my favorite artists have always been like David Bowie. I like David Bowie, but more so I like that he was a philosopher in a lot of ways. If you watch his interviews, he was, and that's what I think you are, is you're one of those types because you do make music, but you think about the world. And I believe it or not, I thought every artist did that, but no, I know lots of
Yeah,
artists that do not. They're just like me, 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 me. And not saying I've never been like that. I've definitely gone through
sure.
phases where I took a lot of too many pictures of myself. I definitely did that. And then
I
that
mean,
phase
we're all musicians. We're all a little bit narcissistic at
right.
least. So.
But at some point, if you don't start gearing it, like there's a group right now. Have you heard of Kneecap?
What is it?
The group Kneecap.
No, I haven't.
They're like an Irish rap group. These young dudes. They have a pretty cool movie on Netflix, believe it or not. But they'll give you hope. And my wife got me into them. I was kind of resisting it. I was like, oh, white guys singing, rapping shit. I don't know. But like, they're really good. And they're bringing back like this dead Irish language that was taken away from them. Because the Irish are apparently very they're always like they have gone through the shit, so they're
Yeah.
very like pro Palestine, and they're very vocal about it, to where like
Hmm.
they're being held for terrorist charges for raising up the Palestinian flag at their shows. They're actually playing the Newport here, but they've almost been banned from America because like Ozzy Osbourne's fucking Zionist wife Sharon
Yeah.
is trying to get them banned because there's because that whole you know the whole thing. Everyone knows this. They always bring up what was the date that the one thing Hamas, which Hamas is funded by Israel. I'm pretty sure
Are they?
I'm pretty sure that that's the thing that's been coming out is like if you think about it, doesn't it make sense that it's just like if you had a party, James, and I wanted to go fuck up your party, I would
Hmm.
pay some guy to go start fucking around and being at your party and fucking with houses around your party so you get in trouble. I mean, that's very, I'm not saying Hamas has always been that, but
Yeah.
doesn't it seem at this point that Israel and America probably control a lot of what Hamas is doing? I could be
Yeah.
wrong. I could be wrong.
I mean, people have asked the question, they're like, you control literally every ounce, like fluid ounce of water that goes in there, and every pound of rice
Yeah,
that enters. Every person that's going in and out. You
yeah,
control. It's the largest open air prison on the planet, and yet, you didn't have any kind of intelligence whatsoever that there was a coordinated attack on October 7th. I mean, but then again, I hear myself like, and I hear other people asking these questions and stuff, and I just am going back to my days of like the 9/11, like
I
of
know.
being like a 9/11 truther, you know what I mean? And I ugh, just
Yeah, I know. It's like any, but it's I think it's okay. I don't think you should feel bad to question things. That they've turned questioning into like tinfoil hat. You're a tin, but
yeah,
I think you can question as long as you don't have to land. I think you should question, but it doesn't mean you have to. I really think, regardless of Hamas or not, I think Israel are obviously the bad guys here.
yes, very much
It's
so.
like it's like there was a school shooter and they decided to blow up the whole fucking school with
Yeah,
children in it,
yep.
and so
Yeah,
I
they've officially killed more of their own hostages than Hamas has.
yeah, and no one even seems to be. And then you see all these celebrities, like people I like, even like I generally thought Adam Sandler was a cool guy, but you see him get asked about Palestine, and it's like I didn't realize his movie Zohan was basically about killing Palestine. So I'm new to all this. I was just like, oh, they're just people over there. I don't know anything about them, and you know, I was being a typical white American fucking idiot.
No, 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 no. Hey, man, look, and this is actually great that you brought this up because I was the same way. A lot of people are the same way. This is a very coordinated propaganda technique that they've been doing, since well before I was born. You hear the common phrase of like, "Well, I don't know what's going on in the Middle East. It's very complex."
Yes.
And like I got into an argument online, defending one of my Palestinian friends, a I would call him a gentleman, but he wasn't very gentlemanly. But he is he was like a professor, or he is a professor or something of theology or something like that, and he himself was Jewish, and he was like literally telling me that I wasn't allowed to have opinions on this matter because I don't know the full history of things. Like he was like, "Did you know that like Egypt is to blame?" And I was like, "I don't know any of that, or that like." Hamas, like I was like, I don't know the history of any of this. All I know is that Palestinians are being killed,
Yeah.
and it's an ethnic cleansing to the T. It's literally the definition of ethnic cleansing, and that is wrong. That's all I need to know.
Yeah. Nobody ever
And
cares about Charles Manson's grandparents. Okay.
right,
Charles Manson, like, well, his grandpa. Who gives a fuck?
yeah, I don't care.
Like Hitler's fucking nanny. It's like, well,
Right,
Hitler's nanny was a little rude to him one day. It's like, who gives a
yeah,
shit? I
yeah,
work with a girl like that. I work with a girl who's just a complete, utter monster, and she's been there way too long. She's got too much power, and she's the one person making this place suck, and everyone else is always talking shit. She's about to be fired, I think, finally, but it's just the same thing. But when you talk to them, their job's always the most stressful. It's like we
Mhm.
all, dude. I'm 50 years old with bow fucking legs. I don't know. I'm working to survive. Like the moment my leg gives out, fucking done. I don't. No one's hiring 50-year-olds right now in this fucking
Right.
country. Like fuck you. And I got two kids. Like I mean, I could get real panicked if I let myself. Thank God. I don't know why I just don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to keep on trucking.
I know. I'd like to say I'm not afraid to die. Some days I'm excited for it. Other days it's horrifying. The concept, it's like death is really the only thing they got. I mean, they got you. And look how if we were all less afraid to die, would we be as afraid to die? Because it looks really bad when you see someone die that doesn't want to die. Uh,
Yeah.
then there's those stories of people that just kind of float away, like he lit up the room. So maybe you can die good. I don't fucking know, but
Well, I mean, I think that comes with the territory of being allowed to live a life of dignity, right? Like, I think that includes being able to die with dignity. I don't think, you know, rushing to an AIDS site to get food for your starving family and then being blown to pieces like, you're a rat in a trap. I I don't think that is being killed with dignity. I don't think
not at
starving to
all.
death in an open air prison in an apartheid state, I don't think that's living or dying with dignity. And it's one of the earliest things that made me distrust this country was how we establish our rights, to have a life of dignity, to the pursuit of happiness. And yet, we denied that right to black people during slavery, you know, uh, uh, the Irish, Italian immigrants, women, and then now we're doing it to Mexicans here.
Yeah.
Just we just have such a history of just absolutely marginalizing people and saying that they don't qualify for the rights that we've established that we say is a just and moral and correct thing to do.
Yep.
And we just other so many people whenever it's convenient for us to extract their resources or establish a military outpost in the Middle East, or you know I don't know, it's just gross.
That's why I think about space a lot, James. Space is something that makes me. At one time when I was young, you ever go to COSI where you go into the dome thing and it zooms out and it shows you all the stars and planets and it
Oh
keeps
yeah.
going and keeps going and then you're like, and like this one guy I listened to, talks about like all of our problems are personal. Obviously, it's like you don't know what's going on in Spain right now. You don't even know what's going on down your street. The only things
Yeah.
that affect you are things that are happening to you right now. And that's fine. But we have to realize what a narrow view we all have and like how we all
Sure.
decide and hold this stuff inside us that creates trauma. And it gets further and farther. We'll talk about this stuff later because it is a part of my therapy, believe it or not. It's what helps me out. Otherwise, who knows, man? Because I was having panic attacks like crazy 10 years ago. And I don't
Yeah.
really have them anymore, even during what seems to be the end of the world. But I also am not being affected. I don't have a boot on my neck currently, so there's
Right.
privilege involved. So I don't know sometimes if like staring into like I'd rather be building the boat than watching the water rise. But at the same time, I have no idea how to build against this. Like we could organize. I mean, we probably do have to organize some form of a militia, or something. Like I don't
I don't
know.
know, man. I mean, this is unprecedented times in so many ways because back in the day, the French Revolution, it was just like, yeah, okay, maybe we should just be done with this and march on Versailles and cut off some heads.
Right.
And that would be the solution now. But I mean, the people we're talking about have drones. Like, literally, they have no skin in the game, literally, where it's like they could blow us to fucking pieces. They could black sight us. There's no way we would be able to gain enough, strength to take on any kind of to even cause any kind of losses to them at all. The only thing that they can lose is in the court of public opinion at
Yeah.
this point, and that is just so hard to sway
Yeah.
when you have, a giant portion of the country who says, well, it's whatever happens is God's will, and if it happens that something bad happens, we probably deserve it because we're sinners, and it doesn't matter anyway because this isn't our final home. So just kill me and kill everybody because we got to go to heaven. That's our
Yeah.
you know. You have a giant portion of people who are like that. Then you have another giant portion who is like, I don't know what is going on. I'm just playing, the Call of Duty 24, and then a bunch of other
No, you're right. And what happened is
boomer shit.
a bunch of people thought they could just get through this one keeping their heads down because that's what worked all the rest of their life through every other thing. It's just keep your head down. It'll pass. It'll
Yeah,
pass
just get through it. Yeah.
like 9/11 did, but I don't think so on this one. And that reminds me of my friends in New Orleans when you asked them why they didn't leave during Katrina, which I'm
Yeah.
sure I did this on the show before. But yeah, it was like, well, if that happened every couple months, you'd hear about the big one, and this is actually the big one. You know what I mean? It's like this is the big one we've been hearing about in movies. We know we've been watching World War II documentaries to warn us
Yep.
about this happening, and here it is. Like he literally just no one stopped him from militarizing Washington D.C. yesterday.
Yep.
No one stopped that,
Nope.
not a one. And
They're
that,
doing they're doing tiny little shows of power to see what kind of opposition they'll have. And when they find out that there's no opposition, no real opposition, it's
they already
it's
know
a, it's a slippery slope.
we're playing checkers when they're playing chess, man. It's like they're like I
I don't
love
I
it.
don't even think so, man. I think they're playing with Play-Doh and we're playing with checkers. Like it's pretty obvious what they're doing.
Yeah,
There's no subtlety. They have a playbook written out. We all talked about it. We talked about Project 25
yeah,
for years. And the opposition just the entire time was like, that's not real. That's not a real thing. They didn't even think it was a real thing. And it's like,
yeah,
you can read it. Like,
yeah.
no, it's not a real thing. And then it was like, okay, maybe it's a real thing, but it has nothing to do with Trump. And Trump was like, I don't know any of these people. And it was like, well, we have direct ties to JD Vance and to a bunch of people in your administration. Like, it's just the denial when you're asked to just like reject the things that you're seeing with your own eyes. It's straight Orwellian.
It really is, and it's weird to see it in real time. It starts to make you think
Yeah.
like you're one of the only people that is actually conscious. Like you are, am I surrounded by NPCs? Like, and NPCs
Yeah.
don't necessarily mean they're not real. They're just people that don't have the layers of consciousness that it takes to watch a thing and put the pieces together. Like my mom knows who Epstein is, but thinks the Democrats are coming to save us. And it's like, no way, they're not. You think Democrats are going to do anything? They're half of them are in the pot, and I have to tell her this on a weekly basis and remind her, like, there's no one because they're here to show you that to convince you they're going to help, but you
Yeah.
got to look at them. They never do. They
Yep.
never do anything. They never do anything. And Bernie's out there marching, doing his fucking things.
Yep.
He does,
But
and that's
then,
great.
but then, even Bernie though, man, even Bernie's a
Yeah,
Zionist. Even Bernie, I mean, he's said that Israel's gone too far and all this, but
right.
he was telling Zoran Mamdani to like lighten up on his rhetoric,
Jesus,
and I'm just like,
fuck that.
so even there are no heroes, and there shouldn't be. There should be no heroes. We should hold everybody accountable to the things that they do and say, but. It's just like even our best example of what a politician could be like is still hand wringing, is still clutching pearls, and
Yeah, that's awful.
he's out there like saying that the Democratic Party has abandoned us, and that's true. It's been that way since I don't fucking know. Like Bill Clinton. I mean, I'm just going back as far as my life goes, probably well before that, but like. Bill Clinton sold us out with when he was doing an arms race in trying to, buff up the police state,
Yeah,
and was trying to go toe to toe with the Republicans on law and order. Until now, like I get so much criticism from people online, when and I'm not trying to like both sides things. I'm not trying to say that, Republicans and Democrats are the same. There's no difference because there are very clear differences. It's just when you talk about certain policies that matter on the ground, it's like when we're talking about excessive police force, people getting shot because of the color of their skin, people being abducted because of the color of their skin, politicians funding another a foreign who are getting foreign aid and foreign interference in our own policies, which is called treason. When every single one of our politicians has their finger in that APAC pie, you start to say like, well, what's the real difference here? And so I really do empathize with people who were like who didn't come out to vote for Kamala. I really understand it, and people will jump down your throat if you say stuff like that, but it's just like, we don't we don't owe anything to the Democratic Party. They
No.
owe us.
Yeah, it's like a bad
And
relationship.
it's
Yeah,
toxic. It's toxic. And it's like, well, if you don't vote for me, then you're gonna get shot. And it's like, well, you're fucking holding the gun, motherfucker.
yeah, no kidding.
Take your finger off the trigger and then we can start having a conversation. But like,
They just
if
keep,
you were
yeah, they just keep like, and that's what sucks is finding people that understand everything you just said is pretty rare. Find
yeah,
people that will have that know as much as you do about it, and even as much as I do about it, which I don't think is as much as you know about a lot of that. It's like I think you and I both are paying attention. We've been both aware for a while, and we're picking up different pieces of it, but it all leads to the same thing. I'm on a different stream watching this stuff float, and but we're both seeing, like like you said, you're on a boat pointing like we're gonna crash. It's like that's what people like us have always done throughout all time, and then people call you crazy, and then the boat crashes, and it's the most unsatisfying "I told you so" ever. As you're sitting there in the fucking camp with them, like, oh, by the way, I saw this coming.
yeah,
I'd love to be wrong. God, I'd love to be wrong about any of this shit, but we never really are. So
right,
now, martial law, could come, and now it's the most dangerous game of musical chairs of all time. Like, who's got a seat? Because they're gonna keep pulling seats out, and it's gonna happen. And then anyone that sticks their head up, it's just like in my family. We got so much toxic shit in my family. I'm the guy that uh, ever since COVID, I've decided to start pointing it out instead of just letting it be. And I'm
yeah,
the one that gets shit. I'm the one that isn't invited to things. I was always the black sheep, but now they're mad at me when I was trying to help all them see the bullshit they did that hurt each other. So now I'm the problem because instead of taking
yep,
accountability and wanting to look at the things they were doing, they'd rather all go back and put their head in the sand. And I made it uncomfortable for a minute. So let's just cut Casey's head off, which I'm perfectly fine with. I got no interest in most of those people anymore, anyways.
yeah,
But that's what they do to you. If you're the one that they'll shoot the messenger before they change on any level. And so, and that's the real basis of why humanity is fucked, and these
yep,
people are just taking advantage of that blindness. It's like a
hmm,
blind fucking child that you're just stealing candy from. And then, yeah, but the child wants to stay blind. I guess.
yeah.
Fuck.
Well, because it doesn't want to believe that the adults, the people who are supposed to be the adults in the room, are also children.
Yeah.
It's to go full circle. It's like that South Park bit where
Yeah.
they were like, maybe the actual real conspiracy is that all of these conspiracies are made up to make us feel like there's like somebody's in control. When
Yeah.
in reality, it's just a bunch of dumb fucking shit accidentally happening every fucking day and people failing upwards and good people getting stomped on because they are being too bold and too brazen at the wrong time, and the rest of the crowd hasn't caught on to the obvious point. Like during COVID and everything, it was like, oh, all of a sudden everybody cares about social justice and all this stuff that we had been getting called conspiracy theorists for our entire lives.
Yeah.
It, and you're just, yeah, it's like that, the big "I told you so," but it's
It's not
yeah, it's just
not satisfying. I know. I'm to the point now where I really only believe in. I think I believe in universal law, and universal law is very savage, but it's honest. It's like out in the middle of the ocean, you do not have democracy is a human concept we made up.
Sure.
And so a shark is not going to be like, oh, never mind, you got rights. The shark's going to do what it does, and that's the reality of life. Like my body's going to decay. I can
Mhm.
sit and protest it, but and that's kind of beautiful when you get comfortable with when you get out of the illusion they tell you like you're going to live forever every day you got it tomorrow. It's like not necessarily, and it makes life so much more beautiful when you understand that. But I heard an interesting thing from a guy named Aaron Russo. I'm curious what you think about this. So apparently democracy is not a great thing, uh, which we've been taught to believe it is. And if you think about it, listen to this. So first off, your rights should never even be on the table to be taken away. They're rights. They should be rights. They shouldn't even be up for
Mhm.
debate. But this guy talked about how in the Declaration of Independence, they never mention the word democracy. They call us a republic, which means the 99% should be controlling what the 1% do. But they've somehow tricked us into believing it's a good idea that 51% of us can take away the 49% of the rights at any time. And that's why these things come up every once in a while, so that at some
Well,
point, yeah,
that's actually kind of a. I mean, I feel like that's actually kind of backwards. I think it's because we're a republic that the 49% can do that. In a true democracy, it would be the majority would rule.
fair.
So, and it's because we have such a convoluted electoral system where we have districts that can be gerrymandered, where you can take a population that is 60% Democrat, 40% Republican, and you can gerrymander it in a way so that it makes it look like it's so that the votes will go toward the Republicans. You can do it. It's
Yeah.
just a mathematical and geographical reality that you can slice things up in a way where you put all of the heavily populated areas that are gonna go blue. You just put them and loop them in with all the black districts and all the poor, the poor woke people. Get them all together into one district, and then every other district, even though there's less people in them, is going to go red. And then boom, all of a sudden you have Texas.
Yeah. Have you heard about these places where the billionaires are basically buying counties and like just basically like they're like just white counties that are these billionaires think that they're going to like some sort of digital heaven. Did you hear about any of that? Yeah, some of them really believe
Is this
some of
some
this.
Peter Thiel shit?
Yeah, I think so. I think they really believe they're going to like a digital heaven. Uh like some weird like I don't know if AI because AI is causing psychosis in a lot of people. Have you been seeing any of that stuff?
I
There's
mean,
people
I
yeah.
don't doubt it when you have a yes man in your pocket that also
Yeah.
hallucinates every day. It's like
Yeah.
having a tiny person on acid in your pocket that is like agreeing with you and loves everything you say if you tell it to. Like that's fucked up.
I know people marriages are breaking down because of it, but I say if your marriage is that flimsy that a fucking robot can destroy it,
Yeah.
then
Look, I've messed around with a bunch of these AI chatbots, and if that is really stimulating to you,
yeah,
actually, if you can
yeah,
find any actual value in the shit that it is saying beyond it being a somehow shittier version of a Google search, then there's something more, there's something deeper wrong there.
that's true, and that's probably a lot of them. It's like the movie
like
Her.
like
Did you ever
you
watch the
are a
movie?
very shallow person.
Yeah, for sure. Did you ever watch the movie Her?
Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah.
interesting.
Who would have thought that our like sci-fi movies would be predicting a future that would only be like 10
I
or
know,
fewer years in the future?
I know all that Philip K. Dick stuff too, man. He was on it.
Oh,
Uh,
dude, yeah.
uh, have you thought about leaving the country?
Oh yeah.
Do you
Oh
have
yeah.
you have a passport, right?
I do. I think it expired though. I need to get on that.
Yeah, we just got one. We got one for everyone in the family. We're thinking about it for sure. I don't
Yeah.
see this. I don't see getting out of this one. What my plan would be to like. So I hear there's people that are. And I don't know if France would be the place to go or anything, but I hear there's people that are all like joining together and buying like these big houses in France that are just like multi-room houses, and that would be kind of cool because then you could
Doing
help
like a
other people.
commune.
Yeah, I guess kind of a commune, but maybe like they're nicer. They're almost like mansions though, but like you bring other people through, so maybe it's almost like an underground railroad to get people out of fucking America. That's what I would aim to do. I would let people
Yeah.
fight if they feel like fighting, but I just feel like at some point it's like, dude, I wanted to get out of this country anyways. I don't want
Yeah.
and it's going to be so much harder to do the longer this goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, the signs are all here,
yeah,
and we like looking back on World War II. I mean, it was one of my big questions. When I was younger, not even that much younger, but like, I was like, all the signs were there. Why did the Jews not escape Germany? Why did they not
yeah,
leave?
yeah,
And now I see it because I'm like, I'm pacing back and forth here right now in my basement. I got so much shit here.
yeah,
And you're like, well, I, have a stake in this house. We've got equity, blah, blah, blah. I got a car, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, I can't leave any of this behind. It's not
yeah,
that bad yet. And it's like, motherfucker, they have a place called Alligator Alcatraz. It's a,
yeah. No shit.
it's
And I
where,
saw,
where,
dude.
where Laura Loomer, who is a friend of the president of the United States, the most powerful country in the world, had like said that they need to feed every single Latino person in this country to the alligators.
Jesus
And I'm
Christ.
like, that's like Laura Loomer's not just a side character anymore. People like her are right there, right next to the administration. Alex Jones, fucking Charlie Kirk. All these people are cozied right the fuck up, and they're all sharing the same ideology, which is just white people should be the only race in control of this planet and probably the only race that's alive. Um,
I'm surprised
well,
that Tucker.
except
I've
except
been
they
hearing,
probably want slaves, but
I've been hearing Tucker Carlson saying shit that's like surprising. Like what the fuck? Like he's pro Gaza,
yeah.
crazy. But I don't know how much I should follow that one.
Yeah, so it's confusing times because you
I know.
have a lot of people who are anti-Israel, but it's mostly just because they're anti-Semites.
Oh, god damn it.
Like Alex Jones is like very anti-Israel, but it's because he's an anti-Semite and because and he's literally said this before. He's against our involvement in sending money and stuff and bombing the Palestinians because he doesn't want there to be refugees from there to here. He doesn't want them to come over here.
Jesus Christ.
So it's like, okay, good, good stance, horrible fuck. I mean, like good position, horrible fucking reasoning. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's the same with all these clowns. Like the masks are coming off, and we're seeing the people who are just straight up neo Nazis, Nazi sympathizers, or white supremacists, white nationalists. I mean, they're just straight up. They're actually just calling themselves white nationalists now. That's
Yeah.
not even. I love how the Democrats are afraid of anybody being called a communist,
Yeah.
but the right is now they're just like, yeah, I'm a white nationalist. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm a I'm a fucking autocratic, uh, you know, theocratic, monarchist, fucking whatever. Just the craziest. Like, there's going to be 5 people who qualify to be the correct person in my society. It's like Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
You're gonna be a pedophile too, you know? They're gonna
Oh, well,
normalize
yeah,
pedophilia. Because that's
we're
better than having been born
yeah,
with you know, a dark pigment.
yeah. Oh, it is until you get into a position of power.
Yeah.
Like, man, what is with that? Like, is it just because it's like forbidden fruit? Is that the thing? Because it's like you go back to like ancient Rome and there's just like all these like huge empires. It was like the people who had the most power had like children that they sexually mutilated and had sex with and were in control of and just I don't just like weird shit.
Yeah, there's eugenics, you know, which is still I think never really went away. I think it just got buried. But the people that started all that shit in the like early 1900s, or those families are still. I heard an interesting thing the other day that they think 100 years ahead, and we can only think like 5 years ahead at the most. So of course they're always
Who's they?
whoever the families, the oligarchs, that these families have plans that are like, like the Heritage Foundation thing.
Hmm.
That was probably written, what was that? When do you think that was written? Like, the Project 2025. That's probably written like 20 years ago, maybe, or
Hmm.
maybe not. I don't
Who
know.
knows? I mean, I think a big part of it is like if you have enough wealth where you don't have to go to work every day, you don't have to
Yeah,
you don't have responsibilities and your only responsibility is to acquire more wealth and
Yeah.
to make sure that your wealth stays within your family. You have a lot more time to do planning, and if you have influence, like I've never had like the closest thing to power I've had was when I was when I booked shows at Dirty Dungarees, and my power was just to tell somebody that the date was already booked, and like,
Yeah. Yeah. The most power I've ever
and I
had
was
is
like, I can't imagine if that power was to be like, well, these people can't live here anymore because I
yeah.
say so. It's like that's probably too much power for one person.
It is, and they talk about how many hours of our pain for one of their hours of pleasure. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
how many of us are going through pain so they get just their and they're not even enjoying that because they're dead inside. They
No,
can't even
they
enjoy that.
can't.
They're not. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're so conditioned. Their level of enjoying things is so much. They're just so like they're not enjoying the cars they have.
No.
All things we would love. It's like my daughter being able to enjoy bubbles when it's like I don't look at bubbles and go, wow. I wish I
Yeah.
did. I remember when I
Because
did.
it's because we've had a lifetime of bubbles.
Yeah,
We're desensitized to the bubbles.
yeah, that's a big part of things too. Yeah, it's all and I haven't lost faith in us. I think we're learning, and I think as long as there's one human being, we'll get through somehow. But are we going to go
Yeah.
through a lot of pain and suffering and deaths until then? Fuck yeah, probably. It's not looking
Yeah,
like we
man.
get out of this easy, especially when you got dummies around. Like, really, this isn't for you and I, James. This is not
Yeah.
for you and I. This is for our moms and our brothers that don't
Yeah.
see or care and think that this is just going to be another one of those things. And they're not even, that's why I obsess about death all the time because it keeps
Yeah.
me like it just keeps me. I'm not trying to be deep. I really do like I think I'm a death obsessive because it just keeps me appreciating things.
Keeps you grounded.
It is. It does. And
Yeah.
it used to be a morose thing, but now it's more like a freedom. I use it more as like a freedom. Like, oh, I
Hmm.
could die. I could die. My job seems like nothing to me because I picture what it'll be like when my legs don't work. It's like I'll be
Right.
begging to walk around this boring ass place and put milk up on the fucking show. That's my only power, by the way. Is I'm a dairyman and I got a few dairy people under me. Woo wee! Call Epstein Island, buddy. I'm coming.
There you go.
Are we feeling the wrap up?
Yeah, man. I feel like we've covered some ground here. I think we got a good launching pad. I think hopefully we can keep this ball rolling.
You should call this Ouroboros this episode.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
Or there's another name you said back there that was a good one too. I always try and keep them in. Hey, I hope this did something for you, James. It did
Yeah,
something.
man.
Talking to you is always nice. I have no idea if anybody else is listening. If you are, hello out there. Thank you for listening. We're kind of coming back from our not having done this for a minute, and I think we hit those, we hit rhythms and shit. But
Yeah, coming back from our malaise.
someone's got to do this, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the more people, like I said, it's the court of public opinion is the only thing that really matters anymore. Like Trump yelling at us or yelling at his supporters, yelling at everybody to shut up about the Epstein thing, and then people being like, but no, though.
Yeah,
Eh,
which I like. I hope that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that kind of stuff I think it's the closest thing to accountability I have seen in many years. So I think if we just keep not shutting up and we keep just screaming at the clouds, maybe someday the clouds will listen to us.
Yeah, I hope so, man. This has been going on for a long time.
Yep.
But I just try to find joy in things. But I also don't want to, no offense, but I don't want to be like your mom, to where I'm like so, just like, well, as long as the sun is shining, it's like I don't want to be toxic positivity hippie bullshit either. It's
Right.
like you have to have some sort of understanding of your
Yeah.
shadow self, and that
Yeah.
there's people fucking dying right now while
Yep.
you're eating your meals. I heard it. I'll leave you with this horribly sad story. But a lady was just talking about how she was in Palestine and she'd been working with these hospitals, and she, was just watching. She said it was horrible because the kids weren't even crying because their legs were chopped off. They were crying because they were hungry.
Yeah.
And the doctors are all everyone's starving. And then, she drives away because she got a job somewhere else and said, leaving these people that are most amazing, angelic, powerful, strong people, heroes. ever that no one will ever know their names. And she's driving by just these IDF soldiers sitting and eating food, and she just said, making her so they just right down. They have a grassy road. She came from rubble, and just passing by them, just wanting to like fucking. It's so unbalanced, dude. The unbalance is unreal.
Yeah.
There you go. That's all I got.
Yeah, man. We gotta we gotta keep the candle lit for humanity. We gotta stand up for the little people because nobody else will.
Nobody ever will.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep doing this, James.
All right, man. Yeah, let's same time, same place next week.
Sure. Yeah. Tuesdays are good.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Bye, my friend.
All right, bye, man. We'll catch you next time.
Catch you next time.
Bye.